Fife Flyers TV, sponsored by the Bay Hotel, Fife's premier wedding venue.
Todd, game one of a brand new season, a brand new bunch of guys, and you get an overtime win. You must be happy with that.
Yeah, really happy, specifically since we only skated 3 times together as a group. I thought that certainly all night. I know we tired, and I know we made mistakes, and we certainly don't have all our systems in place, but I thought the effort was there. I think that this bunch, really looked like the team that we thought we were recruiting, and they're only going to get better. I mean, the great thing is we have this 3 weeks to build it up for them. Normally we get a week of friendlies, and then it's right into the deep end, but we can really gradually build it up with these guys, and regardless of the outcome, I think we're ultra focused on how the group is going to respond to adversity. I mean, we were down 2-0. They kept going, and the other thing that I was quite pleased at, that I managed to get the whole bench into the game, and Jordan Marr as well. So and they all did well. So good for them.
It kind of felt like it was the third period before everything sort of slotted into place. Was that kind of what you expected, or maybe even quicker than you expected?
Well, I think that if you look back at the game, I think initially we had a couple great offensive chances, and 1 or 2 of those drop. You might have seen them put a few more in. But you're right. I mean, even in the power play, we only worked on yesterday, and once the breakout was a little sloppy, but once we got in zone, we had some great looks, and even a couple more could have gone in. Just on a side note, I was just teasing Stocks before we came in here. It's probably not the prettiest goal, but it's really nice to see him back in the lineup and leave his mark right off the bat. I'm a huge fan of Shane Stockton, and was really pleased that we made that decision to bring him back. He looks in good shape. He hasn't skated since last October, and that's a long time for a nice hockey player. And you know what? He was tired at times, but he didn't struggle.
In some ways, it must have been a bit of a risk bringing him back. So what was it that made you think, we need him back in the line?
Well, I think, if you look, I'll try not to talk about last season too much, but if you look back to last season when he got hurt, he was our leading scorer, and he just makes an impact on all our special teams, 5-on-5. He does every single thing that's asked of him, and he has a great attitude, and he's loved by his teammates. So it wasn't too hard of a decision, although it might have been a risk. Talking to Shane over the course of the summer, he took care of this injury, and he doesn't look any worse for wear.
Chase Shaber, man of the match, and he's come back fired up and ready to do something serious this year.
Yeah, really fired up, and I think I said in an interview with Matthew that I wasn't entirely sure that was going to happen this season, but absolutely thrilled that it has. And he's going to be an impact player for us this year. He just is. And Chase Shaber, on top of his game, has the capability of probably being an all-star player in this league, but probably more importantly, a pivotal figure in our dressing room and a leader.
And I mean, this is the question that we always ask at this point in the year, but I mean, realistically, having seen the team play now, what are your realistic goals for this season?
Well, in the broad terms, I mean, look, I think that I said at the end of last season and throughout the summer that, we wanted to build a team that really reflects this community and the people that come and watch them. So my initial reactions are that the boys could skate. They're certainly not as small as we may have been in the past. They're definitely not going to shy away from physicality. And you know what? I'll give you a little insight of what we talked about in the dressing room before the game. We talked about building a team identity early. And, part part of our team identity is going to be, even on nights when it's not, working out for us necessarily on the scoreboard as you continue to work. And, you know, tonight's a good indication of just that. You know, we had a couple of good chances earlier, like I said, but we stuck with it and got a few bounces. You know, we ended up pulling that goaltender, which always draws a deep intake of breath in this building, but it worked out for us, and we scored the OT winner. So a great boost to confidence, but like I said, the results at this point of the year is not really necessarily important, and good for them. And you know, just on that note, you know, Andy's going to be a good goaltender for us, and you know, he's got to get his angles on this big ice. And you know, it was really nice to welcome home Jordan, who I thought went in the third period and overtime and did us proud.
And also some positive changes off the ice as well in the dressing room.
Well, I mean, you know, we talked a lot over the summer, and you know, part of this showing people more behind the scenes. I come from a different era when you just kind of went in and got on with your job, but it's really nice. Even I've taken a few looks, and it's nice for people to be able to see what goes on in our room, and Ian and Rob did a great job getting us organized and set up, and even inside the room from the returning guys and our doctors and that the comments have been fantastic. And it makes a big difference because guys come over here now, it's just changed. And guys are used to getting treated to a certain standard. And you know what, these guys are very particular with what they do. And you know, I hope it pays dividends. I know the guys have really settled in and are enjoying themselves so far. But I've warned them the weather is certainly going to change. And not to expect it. These guys are getting pretty excited about how nice it is here right now.
And just finally, what do you expect from the Huskies tomorrow night?
I think much the same. I mean, these guys, I heard that they've been skating together for 3 weeks. You can tell they're quite sharp in their systems. They're all excellent skaters, and they have a lot of size. You know, you could tell in the third period, the start of the second period, that they definitely ratcheted it up a notch. We managed to sort it out and get through that those sticky periods, but you know, they're going to come out guns a-blazing tomorrow, and we better be prepared because that's a dangerous team and a good team.
Todd, thanks
The Bay Hotel, where your dream wedding becomes reality. Visit us at thebayhotel.net.